Welcome into the News 10 Plus desk on this Thursday with Nicole Buckman previewing what's coming up on Studio 10 today.
Yeah, it's going to be a great Studio 10. Today is National Rosie the Riveter Day. So big, you can do it. There you go.
There we go.
And it's really cool because they're actually real World War II riveters, Rosies, are all at the Capitol, and it's going to be starting at 3 o'clock. So Claudia will be live from there, sharing all the activities, but it is a free event. So if you're still looking for something to do, bundle up and then obviously go out there. But yeah, they have speakers and all of that. We'll go through our history, but I'm excited to highlight that.
That'll be a lot of fun.
And then also in Studio 10, you know, Easter is not far away.
No.
It's just in like a week or so. So if you're someone that likes sweet things and baked goods, but you don't like baking them, we got some options for you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. So Bacon Cakes always has some great cakes and pies and breads that you can bring to any kind of family gathering. And then also March is colorectal cancer month. And so we always kind of go over to Carr Manis Cancer Institute in McLaren right off the highway. And obviously this month we are highlighting and spreading awareness about that cancer and how you can get screenings, and that's kind of like the first step because there are treatments. So we do sit down with the doctor for that. So important conversations that need to be had. And then obviously it's really cold outside. So planting is not an option right now. Don't have any plants out there. No, please
don't do that yet.
But Lisa from Van Adas, she is super helpful and she talks you through what you can be doing outside. A lot of vegetables is good to start right now, and then just really planning on what you want to have, because in the next month or so, that's when you can start planting. You got to plan before you plant, you know?
Yes. I know usually our meteorologists say Mother's Day is a good time to do that, and of course you can give flowers for Mother's Day.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yes. You can't plant without a plan. Wait.
I like that. That's
Does that
great.
work?
Yeah, that's smart. I like that.
That is now copyrighted. Don't ever use that again. But we'll actually tune into Studio 10 to hear more about that, though. How's that sound?
Sounds great. We will see that, Nicole. And of course, here's where you can stay up to date with Studio 10. WILX Studio 10 is their social media handles. And then, of course, head to Studio 10 at WILX.com if you have any questions, little story ideas. If you're a business and you actually want to sponsor with Studio 10, shoot them an email at studio10@WILX.com. Or, of course, you want to go back and rewatch anything. Let me get Studio 10 pulled up on our computer real quick. And that way you can see where to find them on YouTube. And this is usually where I like to go to rewatch. Oh, and then it cut out. Oh, that's embarrassing. Let me restart that.
Hey, we're making it work.
We are. And where's the thing? Is it even typing now? There we go. All righty. Here we go. So you type in WILX Studio 10, you're going to click on videos, and you can rewatch anything that they've had. So, Love is Blind comes to Detroit, and Travis Kelce hosting Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? But also, Love is Blind. I know they've had a lot of topics on that on Studio 10, and it was a juicy season, let me tell you that. So they're coming to Detroit. Hey, if you're single out there, make sure you're not engaged. There was a lot of drama with that. Okay, you want to be single, then you can go on, try out, see if you get on, represent Michigan and Detroit. There you go. And then any other fun little stuff like their color analysis with the cold temperatures. If you're feeling a little gloomy, you want to boost your confidence, make sure to go check that out. Otherwise, we were talking about Rosie the Riveter being at the Capitol and some of the other fun things happening on Studio 10 today. If you are going to Rosie the Riveter at 3 o'clock, but bundle up because it is quite chilly outside.
Yeah, I was just outside for my lunch break, and it was chilly, to say the least. We have temperatures that are only in the 30s today, and this is setting the stage for another taste of winter that is coming tomorrow, and we are going to be seeing some snow that's going to be flying by this time tomorrow. So get ready, because it does look like it's going to be accumulating snowfall, but there are some tricky aspects to this, which we'll dive into here in a second. And I do want to start off by showing you, this kind of proves my point. We are less than 24 hours out from this event beginning, and there are still no advisories or anything like that in effect. I would suspect that we'll probably see some winter weather advisories with this. And one of the reasons for that is because of the uncertainty that is with this forecast. It's so tricky because there's a lot of things that are being factored into it. One of them is March. It's March, the end of March. So that is that makes things a little bit different. It's not like it's the middle of January where a system will have some snow and it looks pretty clear. This one is not as clear. Our computer models are all over the place with where the heaviest snow is going to fall. And then there's also going to be some dry air. So we're going to have a southeast wind initially. That tends to be a bit drier. And so I do think that dry air is going to be an issue. So what will happen is the snow will move in. As it begins to fall, it'll actually evaporate and not all of it will reach the ground. But eventually we'll get more moisture in here and that will change. So I just wanted to start off. I know it's a blank map, but that's the point. Still no advisories at this point. That is not because of anything. It's all because of the uncertainty that comes with this forecast. But we do continue to give you that first alert about it. It is going to be coming in as early as tomorrow morning and bringing us around to some snow. I do think that roads will be slippery tomorrow. I will say a couple of things about this is that one, I think the trickiest part is going to be in the morning, the first snow that we see, because temperatures are likely to be in the 20s. So I think the roads are going to become slippery for the morning commute right off the bat. Now,
with construction, just be careful with all of the shifting around and other commotion.
Yeah, especially 127.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and then the second thing too, what may help us out throughout the daylight hours though, is the fact that it is March, so our sun angle is a bit higher. That will help melt some of the snow away out on the road. So hopefully that will help a little bit better travel conditions throughout the day tomorrow as this system comes in. So that's why I didn't want to bump up this to any of the high categories, but I do think that there will be some travel impacts throughout the day tomorrow because of this system that's going to be coming into mid-Michigan with some snow that's on the way. Now, out to the west, you can see where the system is, bringing some snow for our friends out in Minnesota, the Dakotas as well. So this will be making its way in tomorrow or tonight into tomorrow and bring us that opportunity as seeing some snowfall. So let's break this down for you in the hour-by-hour forecast as we head throughout the afternoon. For today, it's going to be pretty quiet. It's a very quiet weather day. It's just kind of cold, temperatures in the 30s. Tonight, we'll see the clouds roll in, and I would say that the snow is going to eventually arrive before sunrise tomorrow, and then we'll see it kind of continue to spread through the area as we head throughout the day tomorrow. Now, some of our models, and one of the latest trends that we've been seeing with our computer models, is that some don't bring in this first round of snow. They keep it off to the north. So that's just, again, the nature of the system. About as tricky of a forecast as you'll get for snowfall. I think I have a few more gray hairs because of this system personally, just because it has been very complicated.
I found a few in my hair, more.
Getting to that age, Taylor.
No, don't even say it.
Yes. And we'll see snow continue heading into the afternoon hours of tomorrow. But we may see a bit of a lull. And notice, too, that there is quite the sharp cutoff, too. If you live in southern parts of mid-Michigan, you may not see very much snow throughout the daylight hours of tomorrow. But we will see a bit of a lull heading into the early parts of the afternoon before a second round of some snow that's going to come in towards the evening. And I think this is going to be a little bit more widespread. It may try to mix in with a little bit of some rain towards I-94. And then all of this will be ending as we head into the overnight hours of our Friday. A lot of people are getting excited about the score of the Michigan State game.
I know, we got 2:15 left. Here we go. Pumped.
Hey, it's good. I picked Michigan State in my bracket, so.
I did too. How far do you have them going, real quick?
They lose in the next round.
See, I gave them a little bit more hope. I said Elite 8, but
I also
prove me wrong, Michigan State. Make it all the way.
I know nothing about college basketball. Don't follow it. Don't know anything.
You know, and sometimes it's when you don't know that you actually do better, because who knows how it's going to go.
Even though I don't know, I also secretly think that my bracket is going to be correct somehow.
I'm going to go look at your bracket.
Who do you have winning it all?
I have UConn.
Oh, I almost picked UConn.
Who do you have?
I have Arizona.
Ooh, I kicked him out real quick.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
You'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
We'll get back on track.
Yes. I am not a sports analyst.
No to Arizona.
Okay, so let's talk about snowfall totals. I have been tweaking this throughout the day today. It still looks like the further north that you live, you do have the better opportunity at seeing some of the higher snowfall totals from this. I would say M21 is a good cutoff of the 3 to 6 to 2 to 4. So if you live in St. John's, you're probably in that 3 to 6 inch range. Even towards Owasso, same thing there, northern Shiawassee County. And then Lansing is going to be the battleground, I think, because I have 2 to 4 for the Lansing Metro and surrounding areas. That may shift around a little bit north or south depending on what happens here. And then further to the south, a lot less snow is expected. I put 1 to 2 or less. Some areas, especially south of I-94, may see very little snow from this system. So this still may shift around. Some of the models do still suggest that the Lansing area could see a little bit more snow than that. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye on, as that there may still be a little bit of some shifting with where the heaviest snow is going to fall. But either way you look at it, the last time we saw an inch of snow in Lansing was way back on February 15th. So it has been quite some time since we have seen this, but either way you look at it, this weekend we will dry out. It is going to be cold this weekend, 30s for highs. That's well below normal. Average high today is 47, so we're going to be more than 10 degrees below that. And look at that low Saturday night, 17. Especially if we get any snow on the ground, it's going to be cold this weekend. So the first weekend of spring.
Yeah, maybe just stay inside.
Well, it's just fitting that the first weekend of spring, it's going to feel like the middle of winter.
Thanks, Michigan.
Yep, that's just the way it goes. But I will say, and I'll show you this next graphic here, is that our temperatures are going to rebound in a significant way next week as we get back up into the 40s and 50s. So this cold stretch only lasts a couple more days through the weekend, and then we should be back up into the 40s and 50s by next week. So we will be warming up, and it'll probably feel a bit nicer too, just given the fact of how cold it's been the past couple of days. But we were kind of due for this cold stretch, in my opinion. It does look a little bit more spring-like moving forward here, heading into next week. So
that'll feel great.
And keep in mind, next weekend, by the way, not this weekend, next weekend, Easter weekend.
Oh, yes. Wow, yes. Nicole was saying how close it's coming up. And yep, there it is on the other side of that, or actually at the end of that 10-day. Or I guess Easter Sunday, you got to push it one more day. But, whew. 26 seconds left in the game. Here we go. This is good. Anything else you'd like to say on the forecast before we freak out about this?
Hey, I'm as calm as a cucumber.
You're as calm as a cucumber, right? You went to CMU. I'm a Spartan alum.
Yeah, not my school.
Whew. Sorry, everyone. 10 seconds. We're going to give you a quick update.
Good for them. This game's over.
Don't end the live stream. We're excited. 69-51, Michigan State Spartans taking down the Mississippi State Bulldogs. That is right. I need to take it down.
You know, I was going to say,
we're getting too excited.
Mississippi State has a great meteorology school, so.
You guys produce great meteorologists. We appreciate the knowledge and the forecast you can provide.
Did not win.
But Michigan State will take you down on the court. That is right. All right.
So
bracket's off to a great start so far.
Bracket's still perfect.
Knock on wood. We need some wood.
Yes.
We'll do that later. All right. That was exciting. Okay. Well, again, 69 to, what was it? 50, what did I say?
I think it's
Where'd
51.
It go? I can't see it. 51. There you go. Michigan State moving up in the NCAA tournament. So you're going to be hearing a lot more of these stories for sure, especially since it ties into home. But getting back on track with the forecast, anything else you'd like to say?
No, not really. We'll have updates coming up in Studio 10, first at 4. Andy will be in for our 90 minutes of news, and he'll have updates as we get closer. So make sure you're just paying attention to the forecast. Download the News 10 First of their weather app. There still could be changes to the forecast in terms of how much snow we're going to see. So make sure that you do continue to fine-tune the details. We also have updated stuff on our website at WILX.com. We've actually broken it down by city of how much snow that you are expected to see. Again, I still think Lansing's in the 2 to 4 inch range, Jackson's in the 1 to 2, and then higher totals once you get further off to the north. It is it's interesting to see this much snow at this time of year, but it's not out of the question because I actually went back and looked yesterday. Lansing saw 15 inches of snow, a little bit over 15 inches of snow last March. This year we have not picked up very much, but I think that will change as we head into tomorrow with some accumulating snow that's on the way.
There you go. And also, Severe Weather Awareness Week continues tomorrow. Colton was up here at noon today talking everything about thunderstorms, lightning, all of those severe storm watches and the different levels to look out for. Tomorrow, what are we talking about?
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be kind of like a fact or fiction type thing, and we're going to get up the touchscreen behind us and do a lot of kind of a nice summary and recap of everything that we've kind of learned over the week and some things to keep in mind as we get into severe weather season here. I know we're talking about snow and it's kind of hard to think about the severe weather season, but it is officially underway too. So there will be a lot to discuss. So tomorrow at noon, you can find us right here and we'll have a lot more details.
Yes, and with that said, I know we had a few comments and lots of questions, which is great. Get those questions ready for tomorrow, because we will have that Q&A fact or fiction. So make sure to tune in. We do have a quick question from Chris, 1 second, and it is Severe Weather Awareness Week. I know a lot of people tuned in today and they were like, when's the severe weather coming? Our meteorologist will let you know there's nothing in the forecast as of yet. It's just Severe Weather Awareness Week, getting you knowledgeable and prepared for all of that severe weather when we get it coming up. But otherwise, Chris is asking, are you guys available to show the weather forecast for New York? The app can.
The app can, yeah. If you have the News 10 First Alert Weather app, you can search forecasts in there too. I don't quite know what the forecast for New York is next week, unfortunately.
Well, here, let me see what it is.
It's still about a little over, about a week away, so I'm not exactly sure.
That's all right. So what you can do on here, and as you can see, I'm gonna click on that. Okay, not follow me. I need to put in New York. So you click on the little location at the top like it does here in the app where it says Lansing, Michigan. If you click on that, you can actually change your location. So Chris, I just put in New York City, and from what I'm seeing today at least, it is 43 degrees as the high and sunny. And then of course you can get the rest of the daily forecast, the hourly on there as well. I don't think you can really see my phone from here, but yes, if you go on the app, you can do the follow me feature. And that is how cool the app is. You can do it for different places across the country. I tried it when my family was in Greece last year. That's across the world. You could do that. And even the traffic alert updates for the road conditions tomorrow. You can get updates too.
It is a great tool. So download it today.
Yes, I'm raving about it.
And it's free, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Colton. We'll see you on Studio 10 at 3 o'clock today. Yep. And then we'll share what's coming up first at 4 in our 90 minutes.
Craig,
today.
you do have a question. When are the roads going to turn bad tomorrow? I would say as early as tomorrow morning as the sun comes out. That's when some of the snow is going to be moving in. So I think that morning commute will likely be slower than normal because of the snow that's coming down. So yeah, I think the morning commute is probably going to be the most impacted.
Yes, and one more time on the website, you can find that information as well. Colton, as you can see, broke down the snow that is expected to fall. But yes, Colton will be on Studio 10 at 3 o'clock, so we'll check in with him then. We'll let him get ready. And until then, I'm going to show a live look over Michigan State University because, again, these Spartans advancing into the next round of the NCAA tournament. This was the first round of it, and they won 69-51 against the Mississippi State Bulldogs, which is very exciting. But of course, this is being held in at the Spectrum Center in North Carolina, so campus isn't too busy right now, but this is a live look over Michigan State University, just giving you more of a look into what it looks like outside. And as you heard, even though we are seeing the sunshine in the clouds and getting some of that warmth from the sunshine, it is still cold outside, and it's going to get even colder, like Colton was saying, into the weekend. So here's your 10-day temperature trend one more time just to get a look at that. Prepare yourself for the cold first weekend of spring, and then by next week, we're actually going to feel like we're in the spring-like temperatures, which is going to feel great. But until then, we have Riley Connell sharing what she's coming up during our 90 minutes of news. Hello.
Hello.
You're
that
bringing
green
the sunshine.
is encouraging. I am. I'm trying to, at least. All these green bars are encouraging. Just a little bit of some higher temperatures would be very nice for us.
And
reporters trekking through the cold every day.
No.
Oh my gosh. I'll just act like it's the worst thing in the world.
You're a trooper.
Oh yeah. Well, halfway a trooper. Considering that big win that we just saw a few seconds ago, hopefully it's not the last of the celebrating to be done on MSU's campus. There's a lot going on this weekend, and not just basketball. There's going to be a few more men's basketball games, obviously.
Women's too.
Women's as well, yes. And there's also going to be some hockey and gymnastics tournaments going on this weekend. So Big Ten titles. It's going to be a super busy area on campus. So either take that as a warning or an encouraging note to get down there. So today I talked to the Graduate Hotel.
Oh yeah, they get busy.
They get extremely busy. Not even just for people staying, but also people who are making use of their bar, their coffee restaurant, their coffee shop, their restaurant. So they're going to be packed. They're hosting 4 teams this weekend as well too. So when I was there, they were getting the Gatorade bottles lined up out front and getting everything set up, getting ready to welcome some of these teams. Not just out-of-state teams, but home teams with MSU as well too. They've got some staying there over the weekend and a lot of fans. So they're almost fully booked. I think they told me they have about 30 rooms left in the whole place. So if you're needing a room, if you're looking for one, they're probably not the only place close to full. Definitely, make your calls around to try to get that room. A lot of the restaurants I talked to were even too busy to get together with me today. So they are already hitting the ground running. Lots of spots over there were just slammed. I mean, you could hear it in the background on the phone. How busy everything was. So it's going to be a big weekend. Kind of a wrench in the works there is this construction that we've got going on. So you have probably already noticed that Trowbridge Road exit is completely blocked off. There's a lot of fun stuff happening on 127, so that's going to play a little bit of a role as well. But.
And I know we talk about it all the time, even though, you know, and I'll be talking about it all day, and I'll still take the road because that's my routine, and then I'm like,
I took it today.
the ramp is closed.
And
I just talked about this.
What am I thinking? Would it be faster to go down Saginaw and come down Cedar and take a nice scenic route back here? I never know. It's pretty much a gamble. But today, thankfully, on my way back to the station from downtown East Lansing, not so bad. But I have a feeling that from today on into Sunday, it's going to be some pretty busy traffic.
Yes.
So definitely be mindful of your surroundings while you're out there. You know, walk as much as you can, I suppose. The parking is probably going to be full up too. So
Inexpensive.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely. So a big weekend for everybody. But it seems like businesses, hotels, they're well prepared. It's not the first time they've been through it too. So they told me that they were ready since Monday, Tuesday, starting to get things ready, probably even before that.
It's a Big Ten school. You're gonna have a big audience.
Absolutely.
You gotta be ready.
Absolutely. So you can catch that on News 10 at 5:30, and then I believe at 6 o'clock, Erin Bowling will be up here shortly to talk about her story, but a little bit more game day excitement coverage coming up. So you better keep your eyes on that whole 90 minutes.
Oh yes. Well, we're gonna get another live look over Michigan State University. Thank you, Riley, because we just got to keep showing MSU. Again, 69-51 against Mississippi State in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Pumped up over here. Seth Wells and Joey Ellis are live at the Spectrum Center in North Carolina, giving you all the updates into both the men's and women's games right there. So just make sure to tune in all day long here on News 10. We're going to have them live in our shows and a live look at all of the excitement, which is a lot of fun. So there we go. We do have Isley standing next to me right here. And, you know, how are you feeling about MSU winning?
I'm feeling pretty happy, Taylor. I don't know. I didn't know if it was going to happen, but we did it. I'm hoping we can pull through for the next game, but fingers crossed.
Knock on wood, too.
Yeah.
Did you fill out a bracket?
I'm in the process of doing it.
Okay.
I'm not sure much about basketball, I'm going to be totally honest, but I'm going to try my best, that's for sure.
Well, that's okay. A for effort. There we go.
Absolutely.
That's all right. I'm curious to see how everyone's brackets go because this was just the first round. We're gonna see how it goes. Obviously, the rest of March. So
Totally.
that'll be exciting. But you're from Michigan State University. But that's kind of the tie in here. What are you working on for our 90 minutes of news today?
Well, it doesn't have much to do with Michigan State University, but I got the chance to go out to Charlotte today, and Charlotte.
Charlotte, yes.
I am not from
The
Michigan,
NCAA
so.
tournament is in Charlotte, North Carolina. She is doing a story in Charlotte. There
Got
we go.
confused,
It does.
but-
I know you have to keep changing it.
Absolutely. Charlotte. And I had the chance to see some high schoolers and middle schoolers on their robotics journey. So there was this group that was there that allowed high schoolers and middle schoolers to build robots that can swim underwater. So pretty much it was a competition. So the robots had to do things like putting a heavy weight into like a basket and
sweet.
raising a flag, things like that. It was really cool.
I've seen robotics competitions before, Isley, where I wish we had your CG so people know who you are, but this is Isley Herschel. I said your last name right?
Yep.
Okay, just
All
make
good.
sure. You never know. But I've seen like robotics competitions where they have it, you know, on the ground, they're drawing something or staying in between the lines. But this
Yeah.
one's going underwater. That's so cool.
Absolutely, yeah. And the students came up with these like all by themselves. So they had to actually raise the money from like a Michigan company. So a lot of them, it was the Michigan Board of Education that they had to get that money from so they could buy their own materials, build it all themselves. And they did have some help from their teachers, but it was pretty much student-led on the building aspects. I think that's really cool and really, really impressive.
And it's inspirational. You look at this, I'm like, I couldn't do that. So if they're doing that, I applaud. That's incredible.
I know, yeah. And the fact that a lot of these students are gaining like communication skills from this to work together, learning about engineering, it's going to help them in the future for sure. So I think it's really cool.
Yes, agreed. Okay, when can we watch this coming up?
5:30 tonight.
All right, thank you, Isley. Again, oh, thank you, Crystal. There it is. There it is. And you can just stay tuned with Isley all the time. She's doing great. We love having her here. And is there anything that you want to say before hopping off the desk?
What can I say? Hi, Mom.
There you go.
Something
Little shout
funny
out to
like
Mom.
that.
All right.
All right.
We'll see you coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and here's what's coming up during our 90 minutes of news, and starting with first at 4. All right, so starting with Mid-Michigan Matters today, we're talking about National Nutrition Month and the importance of this. We're bringing in a nutritionist. Geez, there we go. I almost said nutritional doctor. I guess
You
that
got
would
this, Taylor.
technically be wrong. I know I'm just pumped from this game and I'm all scatterbrained now.
It's a big day.
It is a big day. Go green.
Go white.
Heck yeah. National Nutrition Month, and I know with all the clouds, we have talked about vitamin deficiencies before on Mid-Michigan Matters. So, of course, getting those vitamins into your body in an easy way, food. We love to eat. We love food. I get hangry. You want food. I want food.
I get hangry bad.
Oh, yeah.
really
no, it's
bad.
Not a fun time.
No.
But we have the National Nutrition Month with one of the nutritionists over at Sparrow Health System. And so make sure to tune in, see how you can easily get that nutrition into your body. I know it can be super difficult, whether you're not feeling like eating, you're feeling down, maybe your adrenaline's up, you're not feeling hungry, or you're just so busy, it's hard to eat or even make the food to eat. But then coming up, News 10 at 5, there is a proposal to charge drivers a fee for every mile they drive and or adding toll roads to the state of Michigan. Our Capitol correspondent, Zachariah Wheaton, tells us more coming up, News 10 at 5. Aaron, you're standing next to me. What do you think of this?
I think it sounds really interesting. I don't know. I think, if you are a truck driver or driving for work, that definitely makes it a little more challenging. Maybe might not be as much of a fan of it, but I'm curious to see. Yeah, Zach's story at 5. I'm definitely tuning in to see that.
I wonder if with those fees, how much that could benefit our roads here.
Yes, and we all know our roads could use some help. Oh, good Lord. I have lost hubcaps before, hitting potholes. So I definitely know there's something that's got to be done, but I'm curious to see a little bit more about what they're proposing.
Oh, yeah, no, and that'll be a big story to keep an eye on. So News 10 at 5 with Zachariah Wheaton. Coming up, News 10 at 5:30, today was Rosie the Riveter Day at the state capitol, where the crowd gathered dressed as the cultural icon in the United States who represented the women who worked in factories and shipyards during World War II. So we'll have more on News 10 at 5:30. And then, of course, News 10 at 6, drum roll. Michigan State Spartans beat the Mississippi State Bulldogs in round 1 of the men's NCAA basketball tournament. Seth Wells and Joey Ellis are live in Charlotte, North Carolina with the latest reaction. And our reaction here.
Yeah! Hopefully, fingers crossed. Last I checked, it was still going well for us Spartans. I'm an alumni myself, if you guys didn't already know. But today, I had the pleasure of being on campus, joining some Spartan fans out and about, out at the bars, at the restaurants. I stopped by Crunchies. I stopped by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Those are great places to see the fans, too.
Yes, and they were awesome. Everybody was in very high spirits, feeling a little bit, cautiously optimistic, but, most people I spoke to said they made a couple different brackets. One, they got MSU going all the way. Other one's maybe a little more realistic, but, I'm not a sports expert by any means. So I was just chatting with folks, seeing how they're feeling, that they just made it this far, that we made it into the tournament, what their brackets are looking like, what the energy's like on campus today. Heard there were some kids lining up at the Riv Sports Bar in downtown East Lansing quite early this morning. Yes, I'm sure they're packed. I wasn't inside of the Riv, but it's definitely a fan favorite in East Lansing on game days.
If my brothers are there, be careful.
Yes, seriously. Everybody stay safe today. Keep drinking your water, getting the food in, game day appetizers, that sort of thing. I personally am a fan of the buffalo chicken dip. That's my game day go-to. I make some mean buffalo chicken dip, Taylor.
You?
Yeah, I'm going to have to hook you up sometime.
Maureen makes great. Okay, now we need a competition. You know how we did the chili cook-off?
Yep.
We should do a buffalo chicken dip cook-off.
It's so good. I love it. But yeah, the fans are so much fun. Everybody's in a really good mood, and I'm just going to have some of that excitement for you guys on News 10 at 6 o'clock following our very own Seth Wells, who is at the game. Yeah. So he'll bring the reaction, from the game, and then I'll bring, some of the fun from East Lansing today.
Well, you've got the energy radiating.
Oh, yeah.
So this is going to be great.
I feel like I kind of dropped the ball, I didn't really think about it when I was getting dressed this morning. I've got my maroon on instead of my green and white. I know. We're kind of in the same boat. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
We're going for Rosie the Riveter Day. That's
let's go with that. Yeah. But no, it was a fun day. Yeah. I debated going home to change, but I was like, you know what? Might be a little crossing the boundaries with my journalistic integrity, but I know, most of Mid-Michigan here is rooting for the Spartan fans. I know even my boyfriend, he's a U of M fan. He went to U of M, but he's cheering on the Spartans today. Because he's just happy they made it in the tournament, right? Because U of M, they're not in it. So
let's get another live look. We got the background changing a little bit, getting us
boy.
ready. Oh, actually, so this is a live look over Michigan State University, and then we're going to take a live look, or just a look, behind me. And, all right, Aaron.
What are we looking at? We got the score? Is the game over?
Yeah.
The game's over?
Did you not?
I didn't even know the game ended.
Oh my goodness. That's why we were so happy.
Onward to that's awesome.
Victory
oh my gosh. I never would have thought. Well, here you go, folks. Heard it here first. What? Tap it. Crystal's telling me to tap it. Oh, confetti. That's so fun. That's awesome. So here we go. We're moving forward.
Tap it again.
What happens? Oh more confetti, more confetti. That's so fun. Full disclosure, I filled out my bracket this morning. I put MSU going all the way to the finals. I didn't have them winning, but I'm no expert. Filled it out totally randomly, and it looks like already we're coming in going the right direction.
All right.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Keep that energy going into the 90 minutes of news. You can find Aaron again coming up.
News 10 at 6.
There we go. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you,
and
Taylor.
Another live look over Michigan State University, because clearly we cannot get enough of this March Madness. It's becoming a madhouse in here, and in the best ways, of course. We're just pumped up. Actually, if you guys have your brackets, feel free to let us know in the chat who you think is going to be going all the way. Again, Colton's got Arizona. I've got UConn. We'll see how this plays out. Hopefully that didn't just jinx us. But of course, that is where... or feel free to say in the chat who you think is going to be winning. But of course, we do have more of our reporters out in the field. We actually got one more to quickly tease. But I do just want to give you that quick look outside again, because even though it's beautiful outside, it is spring, officially spring now, and it is still very, very cold. In fact, we're dipping down in our temperatures. So just make sure you are wearing the appropriate gear when you are heading outside. Otherwise, you can tune into Studio 10 coming up at 3 o'clock today to stay warm, and then first at 4 in our 90 minutes of news. We got Tanaya Jordan sharing what she has coming up during our 90 minutes of news at News 10 at 5:30. Tanaya. Ooh, there we go.
Hi, Taylor. According to the state's health department, the first case of measles was reported last month. Now, health experts say there's a rise in Michigan. We're talking to them today to see what you can do to keep yourself safe. That story is coming up on News 10 at 5:30. For now, back to you.
All right, thank you, Tanaya. Actually, on Mid-Michigan Matters, we brought in a health expert talking about the rise of measles in Michigan. And this hasn't been reported for quite some time here, I believe back in the 90s. So with that said, make sure you are careful with everything going around. It can be spread quite easily. And as you saw right there in that little picture, it can give you the red bumps and irritations. So there is a rise of measles in Michigan. Make sure you're getting vaccinated, ways to avoid getting sick. And then if you do get sick, avoid spreading that to other people. So just go check in with your healthcare professionals, your doctors, all of those people, and say, hey, just making sure I'm okay. I don't want to contract it myself and give it to anyone else. So Tanaya Jordan has that story again coming up News 10 at 5:30 today. Other than that, that is pretty much it happening here on the News 10 Plus desk. One more time, I'll give you a look at the First Alert weather app. It's just such a great tool to have on your phone. You heard Colton talking about that snow coming in tomorrow morning, and actually it's coming in tonight. So if you are planning on being on the roads tomorrow, just get prepared now before tonight. What I did actually today during my lunch hours, I filled up my tires. That was getting pretty low. Maybe you can get a quick car wash before that snow comes, or if you want to wait till after the snow, feel free. Other than that, just prepare for the snow. We haven't had some in about a month, a little over a month at this point. So we want to make sure, of course, as that snow comes down, with all of the construction going around mid-Michigan, it seems like it's everywhere. More construction than roadway, it seems like. So make sure to download the First Alert weather app for those traffic alert updates and also your First Alert forecast updates heading into this chilly, winter-like spring weekend. And then, like Colton's 10-day temperature trend shows, heading into next week, we will get more of those spring-like temperatures, and they're actually going to be above average. So make sure to tune in then. Studio 10 comes up in less than a half hour, and then first at 4, and then our 90 minutes of news. We'll see you guys then.